Hi, everybody. I'm Jane from Illumini Body, and this is another of our videos on hip stretching and releasing. So today we're going to be focusing on the hip flexors and the psoas. And the psoas is a hip flexor. It's sort of your biggest hip flexor, but it also is a spine flexor. It attaches to your lumbar part of your spine and the very, very bottom of the thoracic or the rib cage part of your spine, as well as the upper part of the inner thigh. So when we do hip flexor stretching, we want to make sure we're not shortening in the spine because that's just going to shorten this top part of the psoas. So all of these exercises are going to do both lengthening here and lengthening here. So the first today, what we're going to do, we're going to need, I'm using the back of this chair. You can also use a counter. You can use a wall if you want, just something to help you balance, because balancing isn't the point of this exercise. And then we're just going to stand facing whatever surface you have to help you balance. And I have a belt just in case. You may not need a belt, but if you want one handy, that's great. So we're just going to take one foot. We're going to shift the weight onto, I'm shifting my weight onto my left foot, and I'm going to bring my top of my other foot into my hand. Now, if that is hard, you might get some hamstring cramps there. So if that is not doable for you, take your belt, wrap it around the foot, and we're going to use that. So, whoops, it's a lot of noise. So I'm going to lift up my foot with my belt. So here is where you might run into some back shortening temptation. So we're going to pull the foot up to get some length here, but we're also going to make sure that we're lengthening the back. So I'm scooping my pelvis forward a little bit as I open this hip. So what I want to do, I'm going to turn this way, is really bring my knees side by side. I don't want this leg in front. Now, if it doesn't come back very easily, just breathe a little bit and slowly try to bring it back. Good. So what we don't want to do is bring it back so far that we're doing that. We want to maintain this length in the low back. Good. And as we scoop this pelvis forward, you can feel a little bit more length here. Good. And we'll just hold that for a few breaths. And release a little bit. And then we'll re-engage. Another thing to think about as we do this is just to keep height here. We don't want to sort of collapse down and let the hips collapse. We want to keep them active, core lifting up, so we can really get length here. Good. And then we'll release. So let me know what you think about that one, and be on the lookout for other hip stretches coming soon. Thanks, and happy hips. Bye.